Hello everybody and welcome to another acrylic painting tutorial on how to paint water. In this tutorial we're going to learn how to paint water caustics. Now what are water caustics, you may ask? It's when the light refracts into the water and gives it a 3D effect. Now that's normally for painters really hard to recreate, but I am an art teacher and I'm also a landscape artist that specialises in seascapes, beach scenes and sunsets, and I have come up with a really easy quick hack for you to all learn at home. So this tutorial will take you about 10 minutes. You can do it on a canvas or a sketchbook at home. It's part of our water playlist, which has lots of videos on how to paint different water scenes. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future water videos or any landscape painting tips and tricks for acrylic painters. So I know you're busy, I'm a very busy man, so let's get into the painting. So I have here a 10 by 12 inch canvas board, and I've got a large round headed brush that I've just dipped in water and taken the excess water off my brush with a paper towel. I've got two shades of turquoise. The one on the right is a lighter shade, which is just turquoise straight out a tube. The darker shade has a hint of blue in it to make it darker, so you can add cerulean blue to your turquoise and that should make it darker if you're mixing at home. So I appreciate not everyone has pre-mixed colours like me. I'm just lazy, I paint all the time for my job. So just add some cerulean blue to your turquoise and you should get this lovely shade of dark turquoise. So with my big chunky brush, I've not got a huge amount of water on my brush. It's damp, but I've got lots of thick paint. I can use this blue dark turquoise at the top. And as I come down, I can then add just pure turquoise straight from the tube. Look, I've got one with the cerulean blue at the top, and then I want a lighter shade that's a bit too dark. So I'm adding lots of turquoise to my mix to make a medium shade. And what we're doing, we're making a darker shade at the top and a medium shade in the middle. And when you're happy with it and you're all blocked in, what we can do is get some of that medium shade and just gently with our blender brush merge the two colours together. Now all I'm doing, look, I'm barely touching the canvas and that little bit of paint is just blending really softly the two shades together. Now one of the keys to painting realistic water is to have no big jumps in colour. So look, we're going to get lighter and we're just going to add more turquoise. It's got a hint of that cerulean blue turquoise, but it's predominantly just turquoise. And what we're going to do by making a lighter shade at the bottom, it's going to look like the water is getting shallower as it moves towards the bottom of the painting. So look, we don't want to jump in colour. Look, it's really obvious having that light shade compared to the medium shade. So by working on your blending here, like this bit, we can create our X shapes, look, and we can just gently blend the two areas together and it will create seamless transitions and look really like water. So half of painting realistic water is getting really good at your blending. Now if you're like me and you're really impatient and you're a bit scruffy, look, you can get some blemishes on your canvas because I haven't gessoed the canvas, I've just painted all this paint straight on. So you can give it a second coat of paint and that will get rid of any horrible blemishes. Now I've done that and all I'm going to do is swap to a little round-headed brush, not a flat brush. Now the reason we're going to use a little round-headed brush is a flat brush is great for waves but not very good for smooth sort of feminine curvy shapes. We want a round brush. So just having a little one and getting some pure turquoise straight from the tube, what we're going to do is just wipe away the excess paint on a paper towel so I don't have a massive blob at the end of my brush, and we're going to create some wiggly diagonal lines. So look, all we're going to do, look, we're just going to take the excess paint off our brush with a paper towel. My brush is slightly damp just so it moves on the canvas easily, and all we're doing, look, I can make it brighter if my paint's split, and I can soften it with my finger. Now it's really important that your painting is dry before you do this, because if you make a mistake or you get nervous and anxious and you do kind of cock it up. Look, I cock up all the time. Look, my paint kind of split. So if my background blending is nice and dry, because I've dried it with a hairdryer, I can use a baby wipe and just kind of delete it. Now, I kind of liked the effect. We're going for this kind of veiny effect. So I kind of liked it. So I'm just softening it up, my mistake. And I'm going to leave it in this video and in the painting because I'm trying to show people everyone makes mistakes. So look, all we're going to do, look, we're going to create these wiggly diagonal lines. And they kind of got this sort of equal distance between them. See that? Now we're going to go the other way. So think of like grill marks on a steak. It's making me hungry. We're kind of creating, look, these sort of cross, sort of wiggly sort of squares or circles. You see that? So all we're doing, look, we're going diagonal the other way now. And just in the corner. And we should have this kind of cross stitching. And I can even have one or two going kind of across. Still really wiggly, look. Let's have one coming here. Look, my paint split. Look, happens all the time. I'm so lazy and I do it so quick. So look, if I make a mistake, it might turn into a happy accident and come out all right. So don't worry, don't fret. So look, we've got these nice diagonal lines. And then now we can start making them look more realistic and more like the light refraction. So we can swap to a needle liner brush. Now these are just really, really thin fine liners. They cost about £1 or $1. But what they are fantastic for is putting really sharp lines. Now we can get our turquoise, and where these kind of wonky square circle things meet, we can create little sort of arrowheads and veins. So just where these like little crossroads or intersections where these sort of shapes meet, we're just using this super fine liner to go over the paint, still just in turquoise, and create sort of these shapes. Now what this does, look, just by using a fine liner, this really, really sharp brush, it just makes your life so much easier. Trying to do these sharp lines with my round-headed thicker brush is just a nightmare. Whereas this brush is awesome. And once I've done it in turquoise, look, I could add more white to the mix. So all it is, look, turquoise and white, and my really sharp brush. So I definitely recommend you get a few of these. They are fantastic for if you ever painting branches, trees, and of course water. And look where these intersections meet, and now I've got these kind of little sort of arrowhead shapes. I can highlight them. So all I'm doing, look, I'm just highlighting them. I'm going slightly along my lines and just smoothing it out with my finger. And what that should do is look like light reflecting on my water. Ha 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 ha. Awesome. So look how easy that is. So look, I can just rinse and repeat, and I can make areas brighter or more in the shade by just smudging it out with my finger. So if I want a really bright area, I can have a harsh highlight, and if I want it to kind of fade out, I can just smudge it away into the background color with my finger. Now remember, acrylics always dry a little bit darker. They always, because they're water based, absorb some of the color underneath. So look, once we start doing our little veins and we start doing our wiggly lines just here and there, so we're linking up these areas, it kind of looks good, but it's still kind of flat. And that is kind of the bane with acrylics. Unlike oils, they can dry a bit flat. So I, knowing this and painting with them all the time, I'm going to use a little bit more white in a minute, and we're going to go over our highlights and make them look much prettier. So look, even if I go over these shapes with my brush, it's still a little bit flat. So I can dry my painting and just get pure white straight from a tube, look, and just on these intersections, the same technique that we just did. And what that should do is start to highlight your caustics or light refraction underwater and make it look more 3D. So look, all I'm doing, I'm gently blending it into the turquoise and white and this sharp titanium white is now creating a more 3D effect, and it makes them stand out more. But again, look, it's just on the intersections where these nice little light sort of entanglements come together. So this is a really, really easy tutorial. It's a really easy way to paint at home. If you like the video, please subscribe and please like. If you have any comments or any questions, just put it in the comments below. And the great thing is you can do this in a sketch pad, you can do this on a canvas, and you can keep practicing till you get better and better. But having the right brushes will make a massive difference. So look, I'm just going to do it here and there where they all interlink. And there we go. So a fantastic light refraction painting that we've done in about 10 minutes. Look at that. Really, really easy. So we have plenty of tutorials and painting videos on the channel. I think we have about 200 acrylic painting tutorials for beginners. There's plenty in the water playlist if you want to go and learn different types of water. And happy painting, everyone. Take care. See you soon. Bye.